We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire.
Following news that Durk's trial has been delayed until May 4th, his attorney filed new paperwork seeking his release from jail. In the filing, Durk's legal team requested a status hearing, arguing that he has been held in a special housing unit without due process since August 29, 2025. According to the documents, the Chicago rapper is confined to a small cell containing only a bed, toilet, and sink for 23 hours a day. He reportedly has no access to commissary, is limited to one phone call per month, and is not allowed in-person social visits. The filing states that Durk was initially placed in the unit as punishment for allegedly possessing an Apple Watch. However, his attorneys argue that the infraction has never been reviewed by the Unit Discipline Committee, a process that typically occurs within 5 working days. Inmates housed in Durk's cell block have also spoken out, claiming he has effectively been placed in solitary confinement.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're going to show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they're trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
Durk's team also shared a message of support on his social media story, posting the quote, "Crazy how you got to wait until it's dark out to see who really with you." The message suggests that Durk has begun to realize that not everyone is standing by him the way they once did. Even academics weighed in on the situation, commenting on how many rappers appear to be switching sides.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the went on tour with, did songs with, called you they brother, they twin. I wouldn't be surprised if these rappers try to India. These are down low and dirty. And I think this is what, I think Durk right now is thinking that, man, I thought I was just with a whole bunch of real. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. And I feel bad for Durk. When King Slime got locked up, there was a whole parade. Free him! Free him! Free him! Oh, nah. Everybody would post details of the case. How is this humane? How could they do this? Yo, free... not Smart. No, free Slime. Durk got locked up. They might give that half a bar. Free Smirk. And they moved the... I'll give credit. I have heard some of these guys have sent lawyers. Good for that, but... Smirk is in there, man, realizing the world don't stop spinning because you locked.
Academics went on to add that Durk likely won't be the same person he was before his incarceration if he ever gets out. He explained that Durk was known for valuing loyalty and giving back to the people around him, but now many of those same individuals appear to have turned their backs on him.
Let me tell y'all, the Durk y'all loved when he was free, if he gets back out again, he'll never be that Durk. I'm gonna tell you why. He done learned a lot of lessons. This is me assuming. Nothing he's told me. But the things that he did for others. Y'all know when he came on my podcast, right? And he said, man, your Gunna's a snitch. I can't Gunna. Man, that. I don't care. I love Thug. He said that because Thug told him. Yo, what Durk is realizing, Durk is a great soldier, but nobody looked at him like a leader. Durk was willing to move on behalf of the people he's loyal to when they get locked up. When he locked up, they might drop him as a bar in a song, but...
As the story gained traction online, prosecutors took notice of what Durk's legal team was attempting to do. In an effort to counter public sympathy for Lil Durk, they introduced new evidence in court, including a 2022 selfie showing Durk posing with $1 million in cash. While the image initially appears to be simple flexing, prosecutors argue there's a deeper meaning behind it. According to court filings, Durk allegedly placed a $1 million bounty on Quando Rondo in 2022. The documents claim that defendant banks used trusted associates, including defendant Wilson and a co-conspirator, to recruit hitmen who were flown to Southern California on August 18, 2022, with the intent to carry out the attack. The filing further states that, in line with Durk's alleged promise to reward those involved, Wilson solicited the hitmen by offering a $1 million payment on Durk's behalf in exchange for traveling to Los Angeles to commit the crime. Prosecutors also alleged that co-conspirators were rewarded in other ways, noting that Durk appeared in several music videos and referenced participants in his lyrics in the months following the incident. One example cited is his song Block is Hot, which prosecutors claim was created as a form of reward. Prosecutors also revealed more troubling information in their filing, stating that they have multiple cooperating witnesses prepared to testify that Durk was the primary organizer behind the killings. This has raised serious concern within Durk's camp, as it suggests federal authorities may have an overwhelming number of witnesses cooperating against him. Meanwhile, Durk has reportedly undergone noticeable personal changes while incarcerated. People who attended his hearing said he appeared significantly thinner and had cut off his dreadlocks. Court updates from the hearing noted that the judge denied his motion to disqualify and his motion to dismiss for vagueness, while his motion for a bill of particulars and his motion to dismiss count 4 were taken under advisement. A legal analyst following the case also weighed in, explaining what these denied motions could mean for Durk moving forward.
A criminal lawyer, and I just learned that the rap artist Lil Durk just had his motion to dismiss his for hire case denied. To be honest, I'm not that surprised. Let me tell you guys something. There's only 2 ways that Lil Durk is rocking out of that federal courtroom on 2 feet. A jury of 12 people says that he is not guilty, or President Trump pardons him. There's no other way that Durk is walking out of that court free. That judge is not going to be dismissing any key evidence. He's not going to be dismissing any motions. He's not going to do anything that significantly helps Lil Durk walk out of that courtroom without having a trial. Now, how and why am I so sure of this? Well, here's the first thing I want to tell you. Most federal judges used to be federal prosecutors, exact prosecutors that are prosecuting Durk. A lot of judges used to stand in that very position. Federal prosecutors can be very biased people, and very rarely, once they put on that black robe and become a judge, do they get rid of those biases, okay? That judge very likely probably thinks that Durk is guilty. He just can't be the one they actually say.
He said there is virtually no chance that Durk's case will be thrown out without going to trial and proving his innocence. That assessment has since sparked reactions from creators closely following the case.
Oh, this is my last no jumper. Durk Torre told me I wasn't supposed to come back up here with that last.
Now look what happened to him.
That man got kids. You talking about look what happened to him.
Definitely not happy about him.
I wouldn't be happy if you go to jail, Adam, because I know you got daughter. Break down.
There's multiple people who are no longer there for their kids as a result of that Durk allegedly called in.
Until they put that on black and white, sir. Stop throwing stuff on a black man who's trying to do something right for the community right now.
The feds have already put out a lot of information about this.
You don't have to put it out. You don't have to put it out. So this is a major platform.
You're not the boss of me. We talk about rap on here. I think it is well within our jurisdiction to talk about the fact
that what type of police
has been alleged to have ordered them.
This
free smirk though.
Free smirk. But also maybe
police platform. This some police.
Just sit down for a little and decide, hey, maybe I'm not anybody else.
We don't have no proof.
Despite several motions being denied, Durk's legal team made another attempt to secure bond, raising hopes within his family that it might finally be granted. Durk's father reportedly believed this time would be different, especially with it being their 3rd request. His attorneys presented what they felt was a strong bond proposal, one they believed the judge would have a hard time refusing.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you, and inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
However, the situation escalated after cooperating informant allegedly leaked information from a private group chat, leading to new courtroom revelations. Federal prosecutors now allege that Durk ordered hits on Oblok members for failing to retaliate following King Von's death. Prosecutors said they plan to introduce testimony from a witness who claims Durk personally gave those orders. Court filings also describe an ongoing feud between Durk and members of his circle, rooted in his belief that Oblok affiliates did not respond forcefully enough after King Von's passing. These allegations have sparked widespread discussion online, with figures like academics and WAC 100 weighing in on the role of informants and what it could mean for the case.
Life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire. And the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says, y'all that Quando yet? Nothing says that.
I'm not. You missing the point.
Okay.
They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So
fact. That's co-conspirator too.
I don't need too much more than that. One of is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other 2 was figuring out how they getting paid.
What makes the situation more interesting is that one of the cooperating witnesses has reportedly been caught lying, potentially damaging the prosecution's credibility. According to the documents, this inconsistency could open the door for Durk to be found not guilty. Newly released court records show that the prosecution's key witness changed his story, initially claiming there was no bounty, before later stating that there was one. Some sources speculated that D was misleading federal authorities, but that theory appears unlikely, as he had reportedly been attempting to remove himself from the case altogether.
And that's what Didi did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Didi to hire. Didi's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody. And I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
As a result, reports surfaced that prosecutors plan to introduce several pages of new evidence against Durk, a move that could further delay the trial and potentially reopen the possibility of bond. However, federal prosecutors appear to be prepared to counter that outcome. Authorities revealed they believe Durk was also connected to an earlier attempt on Quando Rondo in 2021 at a gas station in Georgia. According to court filings, investigators claim there is surveillance footage and witness testimony allegedly tying Durk to that first incident. Prosecutors also point to Durk's lyrics, noting lines where he references people telling him to slide for Vaughn, followed by a comment he made on a podcast after an attack on Quando's crew, where he said, "For some reason, I just don't see them comments no more." Federal investigators argue that these lyrics and statements closely align with the timing and reaction surrounding the alleged hit, citing additional bars they believe directly reference the incident.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
However, the case against Durk may become more difficult to challenge with the addition of a new cooperating witness, as federal authorities reportedly got Vonnie to snitch. Observers noticed that his prison file had been updated to show he was no longer in custody, suggesting he had been released either to house arrest or fully. To confirm that Vonnie cooperated, he reportedly messaged a friend about his plea deal options, and that friend leaked the messages publicly. In the text, Vonnie wrote, "I'm trying to plea out to a 32, which is a base for M4 hire. The max is 43, which is life. I get -2 points for a plea, -1 point for an early plea, and -2 points for no background. I'll have 27 points, which is 5 to 7 years. I can't go to trial. Don't want them to do me like the other guys." He appears to reference what might have happened to Jam at the end of the message, as no one has heard from him in months since he cooperated. Complicating matters further, Vonnie's father publicly alleged that his son committed additional crimes after deciding to snitch. He also claimed that Vonnie played a role in King Von's death and that Durk